Alright guys, craziness, huh? Hold on, there we go. Alright, so posted this last night. It played perfectly, right? Posted that pattern right there. That's what we were looking out for right there, and we'll probably get some follow through. However, I've been saying this since Saturday that if there's a move, it's gonna be end of the week. Okay, how is it setting up is very unorthodox in my opinion. You had the market grinding up slowly today, but also the VIX 1D from 6 to 8 at one point in time. And I've now pointed out 85 times, right, that you need this to go higher to rip. Okay, see what I said there? To rip. I didn't say grind up. We can grind up by the VIX. Just grinding down here like that. And the dollar adding some weakness. And there's your move, right? So, we're already in position on a lot. I do want to pull your attention here. Look at these Bollinger Bands. Contracting big time into close. Okay, and if you're new, I use a lot of terminology that is explained in the moon landing trading course, so check that out, of course. But beautiful setup here with the hourly MACD, and this is the April low trend line. Now we've tangoed with this for quite some time now. Here, okay, rejected even though we were over. Here, rejected even though we were over. That's what stopped us on Friday, and you need to gap over this. I don't know if that happens tomorrow, but certainly Thursday has a chance of doing it. Now, I showed you this yesterday. This is my weekly range, okay, from 4,000 to 6,530. And today was an interesting day because today's range had the weekly low as its low, but we never lost the daily 9, which is really, really, really nice. And I suspect that we grind up. Now, this is going to be a difficult move, most likely to play out of the monies. So that's why I've had my core position be QQQ 570s on for Friday, right? Because at the end of the day, I trade premiums and not the price. Okay, that's why I sold all my SPY, because SPY just pulled a ridiculous move here into close. Obviously caught it. Sold my SPX, sold SPY, and this and that. QQQ is the setup. Okay, why is this the setup? Well, as in any pattern, this is a head and shoulders formation, right? And a head and shoulders always goes back to the origin, which would be 532. Now, if a pattern fails, which is what we're looking for here, is to invalidate this 574.60 level, you will get what's called 2 scoops. That's what we've named it here on the Moon Train, where this shit rips. And we literally want Nvidia to have good earnings, GDP to be good, core PCE to be good, and you will find yourself at all-time highs on Friday on QQQ. The other alternative is a full retrace at this juncture. So today, if you listened live on voice, I took Microsoft down here because you had 3 touches, right? I said 500 is a psych level, and here, if you're looking, right, there's that QQQ gap I was just talking about. This shit has just absolutely melted down for no reason into the end of this week after earnings. And here you can see this whole GAN window was a downtrend. So I would expect the next GAN window to be an uptrend. Okay? That's why I took it. Now, I'm not in it currently. Why? Because when you enter a position and within a minute or two, you're up 45%. You would be a dumbass if you didn't sell it. So I'm gonna be buying dips on Microsoft. I'll let you know the strike, obviously. Still in Meta 755s. I'm not gonna be playing Nvidia. I might play some cooling racks here. I know Bill is in it, and I've been in it a few times this week. I like this daily MACD happening. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you know, this closes the gap pretty quickly. You got an inside day into Nvidia's earnings. You're gonna need cooling racks, right? Avgo has earnings next week. I might play this on Nvidia's earnings, but you'd kind of want to buy next week's contracts if you believe that they beat. Next week could be seriously bullish. I would maybe look at these contracts right there. That's what I've said that I would months ago. I know it seems crazy, but like, just yeah, because earnings are on a Thursday after hours. You hit it, same day expiration, boom. UNH, I looked into what this was. This is about the investigation. This shit is not out of the woods. I'm really happy I'm not in it. OKLO had some news after hours. I forget what it was. HIMS today. Timbo and I were tangling. I took 38%, ran some more. But again, look, I usually sell when we pierce the Bollinger Band because those are your so-called juice candles. Still in Netflix 1205s, and this held up really nicely. I'm digging this pattern. Would not be surprised if the market rips if we can play 1240s on it. Weed strong today, didn't get back in. I don't need it right now. Okay, BMNR came back, wasn't UPST, but I think look, everybody's gonna focus on tech, but I really have to you know, I just saw, and this is my thought as well. I think that financials are gonna be extremely strong soon. That's a major cup. That's the pullback. The handle on this thing, I know you're gonna be like, are you serious? Yes, this is going to 100 and some. Okay, hood, not touching it. Premiums are all whack. This though, I'm in this shit. Okay, I'm in this shit. I hate the company, but I'm playing it. I think we're up 80% here. I'm in the 172s. So when we started getting some candles here in the day, right there, we took some in the money as well. We'll see how it goes. It was pretty clear that they took money out of Google to stick it into Microsoft at the same time. Joined in with Tesla. I think I jumped into those 350s again here when we took out this high. I'm still in that. I rarely trade Apple. I use it as an indicator. No surprise that we're right there. So you see, a lot of these names are at pretty decent levels, and I already showed you the VIX. So what do you need? You're gonna need some good results. You're gonna need some good data to not only rely on a VIX move here, okay? Because it's kind of fucking tapped out, right? Especially the 1D. So where do we go? We go to the NAMO. We look at it. It looks like a cup pullback. Give us the fucking handle of a lifetime and push that RSI to 70. This move could last the whole week. Okay, so approach it through Friday, have something maybe for next week, and then buy dips next week. You're gonna get a lot of data here. Obviously, real quick, this week in particular, we're going into a 3-day weekend. Okay, tomorrow is Wednesday. It's a complete nothing burger of a day. I'm gonna be on at open, then I'm not gonna be around. Just for psychologically, I wanna be loading as late as possible to get the best premium deal. I have to, due to today, maybe do it a little sooner, but I'm a firm believer in buying literally the last few minutes. So we'll see. JPM. No one even talked about that, but JPM at 300. Right? So this is tapped out. That is a head and shoulder as well. Okay, there's huge risk here. It's with trade probabilities. I just feel at this juncture with seasonality and the shit show that they're gonna push this because I mean this is the bear's last breath or chance here. So tomorrow nothing burger day, Thursday GDP on the heels of Nvidia earnings and jobs, and then you have Japanese data, and then the big one is Friday core PCE that somehow is supposed to come in cool. And then I'll go over next week in the market analysis, but just remember it's a 4-day week. They might give you entry, they might not. I'm sure they will on Tuesday because you got Jolt's jobs opening on Wednesday. Thursday you have PMI, and then the big one next Friday is going to be non-farm payroll on the heels of Avgo. So that Avgo setup, if you think Nvidia beats, Avgo is good, and non-farm payroll sends us into stairway to heaven, that's the play, clearly. We are not out of the woods until Bitcoin gets above this level here. And it might look like we go there and rejects, and this then becomes a inverted head and shoulder. We will see. Okay, so with that said, I mean, I've covered the gigs. Here's Friday's gigs. If we go, we can go after the Phantom that we have up there, 652. If we go, obviously. You know the higher targets. So with that said, guys, great day, and we will have a stab at it tomorrow again. God bless.